Welcome back to another video, everyone. So in this video, I'm going to break down the Think or Swim platform by TD Ameritrade. Now, as I break it down, this is the login screen. So once you have the platform downloaded, and I'll post a link down below on where you can download the platform, this is what you will get. You will get a login screen. Now, on this login screen, you have an option. You have an option right here for live trading or paper money. So depending on how you want to trade or what you're looking to do, if you're looking to trade on paper money, you just select this part. You click paper money. If you are looking to live trade, you just click this. So if it's live trading, it's going to be green. If it's paper trading, it's going to be yellow. Once that is done, you put in your user ID, password, and you log into the platform. So let's go and let's log into this platform. So I'm going to log in and I'm going to help you guys set it up and navigate through this platform. Now, if you're using a different platform, that platform may have YouTube videos or they may have videos to guide you through the system. But a lot of systems out there are relatively similar on trading platforms. So you just got to kind of understand it a little bit and play around with it and you'll get more comfortable. So once you log in, right here, I'm logged into a real account. It's gonna look something like this. So I made this account for this video just to kind of walk you through it. So right here, you guys are gonna have your account activity. Now, as you guys can see, this is green. Since it's green, this means it's a real account. There's real-time data as well. Now, if it was a paper trading account, it would not look like this. It would look a little bit different, and I'll walk you through that as well at the end, right? So this is a real account. Now, what I want you guys to do starting out is I would recommend you guys to use a paper trading account so you can practice for a few weeks, get familiar with the platform, buy, sell, execute trades, and then jump onto a real account. As I mentioned before, please do not paper trade longer than 30 days. If you paper trade longer than 30 days, it will ultimately affect your trading. You will develop bad habits, and those bad habits are going to be developed and they will affect your real trading performance. Now, when you do paper trade, please make sure you also change your option or stock buying power. I'll show you how to change that too once we get to it. Now, right here, as I mentioned, we're on a real account. On the real account, you have your account info right here. It shows you how much money you have in your account. As you can see, there's zero here. I just opened this account up. And then this shows you your day trades left. Now, obviously, if you have over $25,000 in your account, you can trade as much as you want, and this will probably not show because you will have unlimited trades. But if you have less than $25,000, it will show you how many trades you have, which is known as the PDT rule. So now let's set this platform up. Now, if this side right here looks a little bit different, ignore that. Let's just focus on this left side. Let's just focus on everything right here. Now, on this left side, what you guys are going to have is you guys are going to have a little settings icon, right? So if you click right here, you're going to have a settings icon. Let's click that right here. You're going to see that little settings customized gadget. Click that, and when you click that, you're going to have all of these things popping up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to X everything out. Let's X each and every single thing out, and let's start fresh. So you exit out, exit out, exit out. And as you exit out, you'll notice everything on this side is going away. It's getting deleted. So now at this point, the only thing we have is we have our account info. So we have nothing else. So the question is, how do we add stuff here? So the way we add stuff is you go to the plus sign. If you click the plus sign and hit add gadget, these are all the gadgets you can add, right? There's different things you can add, and I'll break them down. The first gadget that I want you guys to add is a watch list. Click watch list. If you add watch list, you're gonna have this showcasing. So right now, TOS is giving us a standard watch list. It's showing us a watch list that they're giving based on the stocks they're following or the watches they have set up. It's a lot of big names, a lot of big companies. Now, if you want to change the watch list, customize it, make your own watch list, you can do so. How do you do that? What you have to do is you go right here on default and you click that default area. Once you click that default area, you're gonna get a drop down. On that drop down, hit create watch list. Once you hit create watch list, you're going to get this screen showcasing. On this screen, give your watch list a name. And as we progress more and more, I'll show you different watch lists you guys can create, what watch list to have to basically follow your day trading activity, swing trading activity, the market news, the market stocks to follow the market, and so on, right? So let's say we call this main watch list. Let's just call it main watch list for now. And like I said, as we progress, we'll select different names. So once we have main watch list, let's add some stocks. So what we're gonna add right now is we're gonna add something called a ticker symbol. So for example, if we're looking at stock Apple, right, we're not gonna write Apple's full company's name. We're gonna put in their ticker symbol, which is AAPL. Next, let's add Amazon, which is AMZN. Next, let's add Tesla, which is TSLA. Next, let's add Facebook, which is FB. Next, let's add SPY, right? The SPY is basically the market. This is the ETF of the market. I'll explain what that is once we get to it. So right now, we are looking at 5 different stocks, and obviously the SPY, which represents as an ETF of the overall market. You hit save. As you can see, our watch list is now popping up right here. Now, basically, if you guys want to change up stuff with your watch list, you can do so by this. So let's say I have one watch list here, and I want to add another watch list. I do the same thing. Plus sign, watch list, and boom. And now I have another watch list. And now if I want to change what watch list I'm watching, I click on default. I go to personal. What watch list am I looking at? Right, main watch list, indexes, and obviously whatever watch list I have, I can actually set it up. If I want to delete a watch list, go to delete. Let's say I want to delete, I don't know, class watch list, boom, it's deleted. So I can have a lot of customized watch lists. And then obviously if I don't want something here, go back to the settings, exit out. So that's the first thing. There's a lot of other tools we can add here as well, right? I'm not going to go into each and every single one of the tools right now because it's going to make the video very, very long. But if you want to add, let's say, news, live news, you can have live news here. If you want to add the TV, right, Trader TV, you can have the Trader TV here too. If you want to remove something, once again, just exit out, right? That's completely up to you. For now, we're just going to set up a watch list and we're just going to go through the platform just to have a basic understanding. And as we progress, I'll show you more and different ways to use this platform to its full capacity. Now, what we're going to do before we move on is right here, there's a small settings button. In that settings button, we are going to click it and we are going to open it up. Boom. Once you click that settings button, you're going to get customized. If you guys do not see this settings button, you can drag this left or right and make it a little bit wider, right? You should be able to see it, but if you don't, this is where it is. Once you click that settings button, hit customize. On customize, let's remove bid and ask. I personally don't like having the bid and ask because when I click bid or when I click ask, it automatically throws in the order right here, which I kind of don't want. So click settings, customize, remove the bid, remove the ask, remove both of them. The next thing I like to add is I like to add percent change. I like to see how much did the stock change in percentage wise. I click on that and I hit add item. Another thing I like to add is I like to add something called HTB and ETB. What that is, it shows me if the stock is easy to borrow or hard to borrow if I'm looking to short. If I want to short the stock, is it easy to borrow or is it hard to borrow? I then hit OK, and you can see my watch list is showing up right here. So if I have something ETB, easy to borrow, Tesla, you can see it's hard to borrow shares. So if I'm looking to short Tesla, it is very hard for me to find shares. My broker might have to locate the shares or charge me a higher fee, right? Now also looking at this watch list, what do we have? We have the symbol, what stock it is, the last price the stock traded at. net change, how much did it go up or down by dollar value, and percentage change, right? You can see all of these stocks are up, right? And let's say we want to add another stock, we can do so right here. We can click this and hit Roku. Boom. Now, if you look at this, you can see Roku was up $6.57. It was up 4.96%. SPY was up 88 cents, about 2.29%. So it showcases us everything here. Now, the next thing we're going to do, and like I said, just focus on this, is we are going to set up something called a symbol link. This right here is the symbol link. So click that symbol link, right? Click the symbol link. And when you click the symbol link, you guys are going to get a drop down, right? Let's click 1. Let's hit red. So once again, it should look something like this, and then you click red. When you click red, you are going to get a symbol link connecting this to the color and number red. And I'll break down why we're selecting red or why we're selecting number 1 in a bit. Now, if everyone's done with this, let's take a step forward, and now let's focus on this part. And let's make this part look similar. Now, the way we're gonna make this part look similar is, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna jump to charts. That's our first focus. We're gonna jump to charts and break everything down from there. When you click charts, you might get a screen that looks something like this. Let me just clear my chart for a second, right? My charts may be looking a little bit different. Let's go to charts. Now, when you guys go to charts, your chart may look something like this. Or if it doesn't look something like this, your chart and my chart is probably a little bit different. It might look something like this. So let's all go to stock Apple, AAPL. Right now, if we want to go to stock Apple, this is what we need to make sure. We need to make sure charts, it's selected. And then here, we need to make sure we are on charts. And then here, what you're going to do is you're just going to plug in Apple, AAPL. If you hit AAPL, Apple stock is going to open up. But now, if we want to automatically get Apple stock here without typing it each and every single time, what we do is right here, we connect the symbol link. So you might not have a symbol link. So let's connect this to red. If we connect this to red, what is going to happen, guys, is if I click Amazon, AMZN, Amazon stock is automatically going to send everything here. If I click, let's say Tesla, everything for Tesla is automatically going to go there. If I go to SPY, everything with SPY is automatically going to go here. So all of these things are going to automatically pop up on this stock chart once I have the symbol links connected. Now right here, we are looking at stock Apple, AAPL, okay? We are looking at a 1 year, 1 day chart. What that means is this chart is giving us information for 1 year, and each one of these candles that you guys see represent information for 1 day. Once again, this is everything for 1 year for stock Apple, right? And each candle, as you guys can see here, the green and the red represent information for 1 day. The candles are showcasing us what is going on with the stock for that day. So let's say I hover over this day right here. Now, as I hover over a day, you can see all of the information right here. So let me hover over this day right over here. Right, let's say I go right here. If I hover over this day, which is 3/21/2019, it is telling me what happened on 3/21/19. It's telling me where the stock opened. That's what the O stands for. The highest the stock went to, the lowest the stock went to, and where the stock closed for the day. The stock opened at $190.02. It closed at $195.09. So showcasing me everything I need to know about the stock for that day. It's giving me information. So this is everything. This is all price action. So when you guys hear me talk about price action, this is everything I'm talking about within price action. This right here is volume. Volume is showcasing us the total number of transactions happening here. So if the volume is 10, that means 10 shares were bought and sold. In volume, there's no such thing as more buyers or more sellers. It just means that over 10 shares or 10 shares were exchanged. There were 10 shares bought and 10 shares sold, which equate to a total volume of 10. and I will break down volume more in part 3 and dive into volume and understand the difference of aggressive buying, aggressive selling, high volume, low volume, and break all those things down. So now let's say we want to change the time frame. If we want to change the time frame, we can change that by going to this letter right here. As you guys can see, we are on letter D. If I want to change the time frame, I click here and I can change whatever time frame I want to look at. So as you guys can see, there's the first part and the second part. So if I click 5D 5M, now it's going to show me a different time frame. We are still on stock Apple, but we are on a 5D 5M chart. What does that mean? That means this is giving us information for 5 days, and each candle represents information for 5 minutes. Remember, the last candle I explained showcased us information for 1 day. Each one of these candles are showcasing us information for 5 minutes. Now, another question people might have is, why are there 2 colors on the background? There's 2 colors because one color, the darker shade, represents normal market hours. The first shade represents after hours. The next shade represents pre-market, before the market opens. Market hours, after hours, pre-market. And even if you forget, even if you want to know and you forgot, you can just look at the time right here and you can see this is all Eastern Standard Time, by the way. So you can see if I go right here, this is 9:35, 9:30 a.m. You can see right after 4 p.m. market closes. Market is closed, known as after hours, and it stops right at 8 p.m. And the next day starts at 4 a.m. You can see it happens over and over again. That's what this is representing. So if you want to change the time frame, you can change the time frame as many times as you want, doing so from right here. Now let's say you want a time frame that you don't have. Let's say I want 30 days and I want 15 M's, meaning 15 minutes. I'm looking for a 30-day period and 15 minutes. I don't have that here. I only have 5 days and 15 minutes. So what I do is I go to customize list. So when I go here, I go to drop down and I hit customize list. Once I go to customize list, I will get this screen and I can hit add time frame. Once I click add time frame, right, I can add what time frame I'm looking for. So once again, I have intraday, daily, and obviously custom. So for now, I'm just gonna go to an intraday time frame. When I go to an intraday time frame, let's say I change this to 15 minutes, and then how many time periods? I want it for 30 days. Boom, 30 days, 15 minutes. Add, it's right here. If I want to move this up or down, I can move it up or down. Let's say I want to add another time frame. I want to add 3 years daily time frame. 3 years day, add. Once I do that, you can see it's right here as well. I hit OK, and now I can change up my time frame however I want. So right here, I have my time frame added. I can change up my time frame, and I have everything showcasing for 5-day, 15-minute. If I want 30-day, 15-minute, I can do the same exact thing. I'm looking at Apple 30-day, 15-minute. If I go on Amazon, same exact thing was going to happen on Amazon. Amazon 30-day, 15-minute is going to pop up. If I go on Roku, same exact thing, 30-day, 15-minute will pop up right here. So let's go back to Apple. So I'm going to go back to a 1 year, 1 day time frame and focus on that. Now the next thing you guys can do, and this is all personal preference, is if you go to settings, you can kind of change some things up. If you want a cleaner chart, you can go to settings, and if you go to settings, you go to time access, right? So if you go to time access, you can take all of this off. Show expiration Friday, show rollover lines, show year marking lines. These expiration Fridays are for option contracts that expire on Fridays. And then you have rollover lines, year marking lines. I usually like to have it off and see if I have all 3 off. Boom, it looks a little bit cleaner. Once again, that's personal preference. Now, another thing you guys can have is if you go to appearance up here, right? Once again, you click the settings, you click the appearance, you can fill up the candles. If you want to make these candles green, boom, make it green. If you want to make the background white, you can make it white. That's completely up to you. Whatever you guys want to do, that's a personal preference. Me personally, I like to have this filled up and I like to have the grid off. So if I have the grid off and I have this filled in, for me personally, it just looks a lot more cleaner. Okay. Now another thing you guys can have is you guys can set up, let's say you go to equities, right? If you want to, let's say, turn off after hours, you can turn that off. That's up to you. Let's say you want to, add where you got in or where you got out of a stock. You can show your trades, right? Overlap volume. You can have volume or being overlapped right here. That's up to you. Me personally, this is how I like my setup. And once again, as I mentioned, it's up to you on how you want to have your setup. Now, another thing, when you're on a stock chart, you'll notice something right here. This is representing earnings when a company has earnings, and this represents dividends. We'll break down dividends and earnings and everything moving forward so you guys have a better idea on them, how to play them, what to look out for, and so on. But that's what this represents. Depending on what platform you're using, it might be on a different aspect, but this is where you guys can see the earnings, right? Now, how do we navigate through this platform? Now, down here, you guys have a toolbox. If you click right here, there's a toolbox. There's a lot of different tools. I'm not gonna cover all of them in this video, but the three I'm gonna cover are right here. First thing we're gonna cover is this pen. So if you click this pen, you can move the chart left or right. And if you want to create some space, so right now, if you guys see, we have no space. If I move this, I have some space. And then if I want to zoom out, I can zoom out from the bottom, right? That's number one. That's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing we're going to do, right, is if you want to zoom in or out, you go back down here and you can click pointer. Let's say I want to zoom in only here. Boom, I'm zoomed in. Let's say I want to zoom out. I can zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. And this is just getting more comfortable with the platform. For anyone that likes using the keyboard, you can set up hotkeys to, navigate through the platform, to buy, sell, and so on. But that's the first concept, right? Zoom in, zoom out. If let's say I want to go on a 5-day, 15-minute time frame, I zoom in, boom, I can see more price action for that day. I can zoom in, get a clear picture, right? 5-minute chart, boom, I can see what's going on and kind of take it from there. If I want to zoom out, same thing. If I zoom in, I can zoom in, and I can also always move in from here as well. So that's just kind of like playing around with the platform and getting more and more familiar with it. Now, if you guys want to apply your levels of support and resistance, right, which we're going to cover in part 3 in price action breakdown. If you want to apply your lines, you go to price level. So if you go to price level, and let's say I want to apply a line, like let's say, for argument's sake, right here, right? And obviously I'm going to break down how to apply these lines and where to apply them. But let's just say I want to apply a line here and maybe a line here. Boom, I have my lines applied. Now, if I want to change the color of my lines, the color of your lines right now might be red. If I want to change the color, I right click and I hit edit properties. Once I hit right click and edit properties, I can change the color. Let's say I want white. I can change the style, right? And I can also show price on the right, the left, or do not show. Let's say on the right. Also, when you do this, just make sure you hit save as default. If you hit save as default, it's always going to be like this moving forward. Boom. Now, if I want to remove a line, I can right click, remove drawing. Want to apply a line, boom. You can see it's white now. Boom, it's applied. Now, if I zoom in and I go to, let's say, 15-minute, you can see that same line, known as my resistance line, which we're going to break down, is being applied there with the level or the number right there, right? And, obviously, depending on what time frame I'm looking at, and obviously I'll jump into what time frames to look at based on your trading style, having these levels are extremely important. Now, if you want to apply, let's say, levels of supply or demand, and you want to make your levels a little bit bigger or wider, what you can do is go back to your toolbox, click the rectangle right here, and you can actually set these levels right here. Levels of supply and levels of demand, having areas that represent support and resistance. If you want to remove them, same concept, right click, remove drawing, whatever you want to do. Now, let's say I'm looking at a chart and I want to clear my whole drawing. Right click, clear drawing set, it will clear everything for me. So that's the chart. If you guys want to get better with it, just play around with it, get more comfortable. Now, the next thing I want you guys to see is everything on the right side. So if you guys look at the right side right here, we have a lot of tools. We have live news, right? This is where you'll get all the news for Apple. You can have level 2. I'll break down level 2 on reading the tape section. This is where, once again, you can see where the potential buyers are, where the potential sellers are. You then have dashboard, right? You have dashboard. If you want to buy or sell a stock very quickly, you can do so. You have something called the phase score. It gives you a little bit more information about the company depending on what information you have. Then the chart, if I want to take off the chart, I just click that. The chart is gone. Big buttons are letting me buy or sell the stock immediately using these buy or sell buttons. I have something called active trader, which I'll break down in a bit. Time and sales, what time and sales showcases, it's going to showcase every order that goes through. So if someone actually buys or sells a stock, it will show up here as a transaction. Level 2 is just showing us where people are looking to buy or sell. Time and sales is showing us exactly where the buying or selling is happening, where people are buying or selling, what price, what time, how many shares. All of that will be shown on time and sales, which you can see here. And then obviously you have a trade function. The trade function also lets you buy or sell a stock immediately using this setup, right? So let's take all of this off and let's just look at active trader. So active trader is something that we can use immediately to buy or sell a stock. So I'm going to make a separate video on active trader because it's very, very long to buy or sell a stock. In this video, I'm not going to buy or sell a stock. I'm going to do it in the next video so you guys can actually understand how to set up order flows and how to set everything up to actually buy or sell a security, be it a stock, be it an option, or whatever the case may be. Now, another thing I want to break down is if, let's say you guys want to set up a different screen, you have a different monitor and you want to set that up. How do you do that? So if you click right here, there's a detach button. Once again, click right here, there's a detach button. If you click that detach button, you now have another screen. You can see. You can move the screen. So let's say I have a setup of 2-3 different screens and I want to put this on a different monitor. I can drag it left or right, however I want. Now, the purpose of having different screens is, let's say I want to monitor multiple stocks. What I can do is right here, if I click this box, I can set it up and say 4. If I click 4, I can look at 4 different stocks at this point now, right? I can look at 4 completely different stocks. I can set it up, and now instead of me looking at one stock or one time period or whatever the case is, I can have, let's say I have Tesla opened, have Apple opened, right? Let's say I have SPY open, right? Let's say I have, let's have Amazon open, right? I can look at any time frame at any point, and I can look at multiple stocks at one point. The idea of this, and I'll break down on how we're going to set up our charts, is when you're trading, you want to be able to look at different stocks because obviously one stock is not going to present an opportunity each and every single day. So you have a setup created in a way where you are able to look at different stocks, and then when or if a stock presents an opportunity, you can actually focus on that one stock. So that's the whole idea of having setups. I'll make a video on showcasing what my setups are and how I have my screens aligned, but I'm just trying to make this video so you guys have a solid understanding on the TOS platform by Think or Swim, TOS platform by TD Ameritrade. Now, if I want to save this and I like how I have this set up, I can go right here and I can say save grid as, and every time I open this, it's going to open the same grid. Now, if I link this to, let's say, number 3, right? And I go back to my platform and I right click and I send Roku to number 3, boom, I now have Roku here, right? So that's completely up to you, whatever you link it to. Do you need to link it? You don't always need a link. That is up to you. Now, reading a stock chart, right? Let's say we're looking at a stock chart. If you look at Roku, right, we can see what happened today. Stock went up, basically, right? Green candle. Green candle means the stock opened here, closed higher. And I'll break this down in the candlestick section, but that's what the green candle means. A bad thing is obviously volume is going down, which is not a phenomenal thing. We'll get into that too. But looking at this, Roku is at 139.07. That was the last price. That was the last transaction that happened today, right? It's giving us an idea on reading price action. Obviously, if we get better and better at reading price action, we can see what is happening with the stock, if it's actually moving in an up direction, down direction, and we are able to do our technical analysis. Now, if we want to buy or sell a stock, right? Let's just say we want to buy or sell. We can do so using Active Trader, which I'm going to make a separate video on, or we can right click, hit buy, hit sell, hit buy custom, hit sell custom, whatever we may want to do. And we are going to get a screen that looks something like this. On this screen, we can edit and we have a full order section. What stock we're looking to buy, how many shares, right? If it's green, that means we're looking to buy. If it's red, it means we're looking to short or sell, right? What price, limit order, market order, all the orders that I explained in the last video, they're all over here. Day, good till canceled, extended, good till canceled, extended, and then you can hit confirm and send. And those orders will pop up. So this is the TOS platform, as I mentioned. Very, very good to use this platform. Now, two other things I want to break down. This platform has something called on demand. So on demand here, right, allows you, and this is only if you have a real account. If you click on demand, now what I can do with on demand is I can actually go back in time. As I mentioned to you guys before, I can go back in time to whatever date I want to. Let's say I want to go to September 18th, 2019, 10 a.m. Boom. Now what it does is you wait for this. I'm now on September 18, 10:11 a.m. and this stock is this chart is going to show me everything that happened moving forward and at that moment with this stock on September 18, 10:11 a.m. as you guys can see, right? Now if you wait, you'll get the time and sales popping up too. It's just going to be a little bit lagging, but you can see how the level 2 is working. It's fluctuating, and I'll break down level 2 in an upcoming video so you guys have a better idea on how to read it and how to analyze it when you are making your trades. But all of this, once again, is showing you where people are looking to buy or sell, or market makers are looking to buy or sell. And this is showing you all of the actual orders. It's not loading right now. I don't know why. Let me try again. Boom. Now, if I want to buy or see, now it's popping up. This is time and sales. It's showing me everything that happened on this date at 12 a.m. right? Like, this is a great tool to use, especially if you are looking to practice or go through some moves, understand the market better. And this is an exercise that I want you guys to do moving forward. So once we cover more and more topics, this is something that I'm going to have you guys do. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of stocks, and I'm going to say, hey, trade stock ABC on March 10th, 2019 from 9:30 a.m. till this time, just so you get more and more familiar with moves, just so you're able to cut losses and kind of practice. Obviously, this isn't going to show you how real trading is going to be, because real trading is going to have a lot of emotions when you have real money invested, but this will allow you to be more familiarized with the platform. It will allow you to be more familiarized with the moves and see it happen live before you jump in with real money. Now, like I said, if you want to buy or sell, you can use something called Active Trader. I have 462 up here because I maybe made a trade or something. But what I want you to understand is make sure you're on demand. That's number one. Make sure that's yellow. Make sure this is yellow. If it's yellow, that's either paper trading or you're on demand, right? Now, let's say I go to monitor. If I go to monitor, monitor is going to show me what happened, where I bought, where I sold, right? So in this situation, you guys can see I am up $462 on stock Roku, right? This is a practice account. I'm on the on-demand feature. You can see this is going to show me my order fills. If I go to activity and positions, I had 2 orders, 2 fills, where I bought, where I sold, how much I'm up, $462. Now, if I want to buy the stock, again, I can right click or I can use buy market. And like I said, I'll make another video showing you how to set up Active Trader. But if I hit buy market, Boom. I now have 100 shares of stock Roku at $138.86, and this is showing you how much my position is open, and this is showing you how much I'm up for the day. What does that mean? So basically, let's say I buy stock A. I buy 10 shares of stock A, right? On the first trade, I make $100. My open and my day is going to be $100. When I close the position, this is going to be gone and this will be 100. Now let's say I make a second trade and I'm up $50. My open is going to be 50, my day is going to be 150, right? Now let's say I close this trade, I have open at 150. Let's say I make a third trade and I'm down 100. My day is going to be down, my open is going to be down 100 and my day is going to be 50. So that's how it works. Open tells you how much you're up or down on your current position. Your day tells you how much you're up or down for the day for that stock. Now, if you want to look at all your trades, you can go to monitor and you can have a solid idea on what is happening. You can see right now you're down 32 bucks for the day, on the open, I'm sorry. How do you know that? You can see it's parentheses and you can see your days fluctuating. If I want to close this order, you can right click right here, create closing order, sell, and boom. And obviously there's different order types, which I'm going to break down in another video. And as you guys progress through this training, you'll see more and more different ways to process orders and you'll get more familiar with the platform. Now, once again, depending on what platform you're using, your goal should be to get very familiar with it. So when you are trading, you can quickly and effectively execute trades, get in, get out. Now, the last thing I want to break down is this setup button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off on demand and go back to my real account. Now, I want to show you guys the on-demand feature. So if you hit, not on-demand, I'm sorry, I'm going to show you guys the setup feature. So on your real account, what you're going to do is if you go to setup, there's a few things you can set up here too. Now, obviously, depending on what platform you use, there's a lot of different things you can set up. So if you go here, right, there's positions you can set up, your active trader, how many shares you want it to go in and so on. But what I want you to change in setup is go to system and change your quote speed, right, to real time, no delay. If you keep it to real time, no delay, you're going to get actual trades kicking in that exact second. TOS has this established to moderate. So a lot of times, depending on how you're trading, if you're someone that's scalping or you're day trading and you're reading L2 and time and sales and reading the tape, I would personally want real time. I don't want any delay. I want every order coming in. Now, obviously, if you have a slow computer or slow internet connection, this is going to make it very, very complicated and very difficult because a lot of orders are going to pop in. So make sure your internet speed and your computer is obviously fast to actually handle that. Moderate is something where, let's say you have a slow computer or slow internet connection, this would make a lot of sense. But if you really want to scalp, if you really want to day trade aggressively, I personally think you need to be on real time, no delay, no 3-second delay, and apply those settings. That's the first. Second, the look and the feel. This is up to you. This is a personal preference too. One thing that I like to have actually on display, see the background. So if you guys go on display, and you're going to see a lot of my platform is like that. If you go to display, you can see font color, just click background and boom. What that does, it changes the background of net change and kind of makes things a little bit easier for yourself. So that's the first breakdown of the TOS platform. I'm going to make a few more videos showcasing you how to buy or sell stocks, options, and how to effectively navigate through the platform. And every video afterwards is just going to be me navigating through the platform, breaking down different concepts, and that's going to make it very, very easy for you. Now, before I end this video, I also want to show you paper trading, right? So once again, if you want to paper trade, how do you paper trade and how does it look on paper trading? Now on paper trading, once again, if you're opening it up, all you guys are going to do in the beginning is you guys are going to switch your platform to the yellow section. If you switch it to the yellow section, that section will allow you to paper trade. So put in paper money, put in the password, and log in. Now, as you log in, your paper trading, the one thing I want you to understand is how to change your account balance. So when I log in on a paper trading account, you guys can see it's yellow. Boom, yellow. Now, if you're paper trading, make sure it's not delayed data. That's number one. You can contact TOS from support and chat and make sure it's not delayed data, but you do need a real account. If you don't have a real account, they're gonna keep it at delayed data. So delayed data, you can see it's delayed by 20 minutes, meaning that, the stock moves and then it's gonna showcase on my platform 20 minutes later. So make sure it's not delayed. That's number one. Number two is if you wanna change your total account size, because obviously if you're starting out with trading with $5,000 in real money, right? I don't want you to trade with 200,000. I don't want you to trade with 100,000, whatever they give you. I want you to trade with the same amount that you're gonna trade with. So let's say you are gonna trade with 5,000. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna trade your buying power to 5,000 as well. So how are you gonna do that? You're gonna go right here, right at the top where it says account, and you're gonna click margin. When you click that, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure you're on monitor, activity, and positions. Once you're on monitor and activity and positions, you're going to go to adjust account. When you click adjust account, you're going to get this screen right here. On this screen, you can reset all balances and positions. If I reset, it's gonna get me out of every position. It's not gonna show if I'm up or down, and it's gonna reset my full position. But if I wanna adjust my account size, all I do is I change the number here. Let's say I want it to 5,000. Boom, 5,000, apply. Now you can see my buying power is 5,000. Option buying power, my net liquid and day trades is only 5,000. I can only purchase $5,000 of stocks or options, and it's showcasing right there. And make sure you guys have that adjusted. And obviously, if you navigate from your paper trading to your real account, you're gonna have to change the settings again just to kind of have everything aligned the same exact way. Now, as I mentioned, I am going to make another video on buying and selling stocks or options so you guys can actually see the buying process. And then I'm going to make another video of walking you through on me using TOS, me applying my support and resistance levels, on me actually purchasing a stock, selling a stock, and just kind of getting familiar with the whole concept. And as I mentioned, if you're using TOS, this is great. If you're not, please get familiar with the platform and then take it from there.